What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing our next team in the Madden 21 Realistic Rebuild series, and today we're looking at a current undefeated team in the 2020 season, and that is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the reason why I want to rebuild the Pittsburgh Steelers is because I have an idea, and it's something that I want to do in Madden. When you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers right now, you see a team that absolutely, if they could figure out what's going on in that secondary, they could compete. They could contend in the AFC on the back of this man right here. 38-year-old Ben Roethlisberger. 80 overall. Got the star dev. He can still sling it if he needs to. The accuracy on points. Arm, it's getting to turn into a little bit of a noodle. We don't know, Ben Roethlisberger, his biggest attribute has been his toughness and his strength and his durability. I feel like it's starting to catch up on him. It's only a matter of time. He's 38. He's not going to be able to take the hits and punishment that he did when he was 28. But the big question for the Pittsburgh Steelers is who's going to be their franchise quarterback? It's not Mr. I got conked over the head by Myles Garrett, and that's the most notable thing I've done in the NFL in Mason Rudolph. It's not I'm a NASA scientist in Joshua Dobbs. However, I have an idea. And my idea is to reunite some college teammates. I want Sam Darnold on my team. I want Sam Darnold to sit this year one, behind Ben Roethlisberger, and I want him to be our quarterback in part 2 of this video. Reuniting him with Juju Smith-Schuster. Now, what is it going to cost for Pittsburgh to potentially get Darnold away from the Jets? Because the Jets are going to be in prime position to tank for Trevor. I don't think it's going to take a first rounder. When you look at something similar, when the Arizona Cardinals wanted to give up and move on from Josh Rosen, it cost a 2 and a 5. I feel like I could get, I'm going to start with a 4. They're red. They don't want that. Maybe a 3? I'm going to start with a 3. And then I'm kind of looking at the strength and weaknesses of this team. And if they want a quarterback for the team needs, maybe Mason Rudolph, it's a fresh new start for him. But I'm looking at our wide receivers. We have Juju Smith-Schuster, obviously wide receiver 1. Dante Johnson, James Washington, and the dominant, coming off, 4 touchdowns against my Philadelphia Eagles, including a winning touchdown against Nate Gary. Makes me feel gross. But he's amazing. Mapletron. So, kind of have surplus requirement here between Johnson and Washington. But you look at Johnson, he has a star dev. You look at Washington, no dev trait. I think we could probably come up with some sort of coxon like this to get Mr. Sam Darnold. There you go. A third rounder, Mason Rudolph, and a guy that can actually be a weapon outside of Jameson Crowder there on that Jets team in James Washington. And like that, we are able to acquire the services of Sam Darnold, who there's no quarterback controversy. This is Big Ben's team this year. But we're guessing that Ben Roethlisberger is going to retire in the offseason, and versus, is he going to get Justin Fields? Is he going to Trey Lance? Is he going to get this and that in his draft? No. Sam Darnold is going to be the long-term play here in this realistic rebuild of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But that being said, let's handle business here in the 2020 season. And, hey, it's a window. Can we win another Super Bowl? Third Super Bowl for Ben Roethlisberger. So now that we got the trade done that I wanted, that's why I wanted to do Pittsburgh. Let's meet the team. Let's get an idea of what this roster looks like. So at quarterback, there we go. We have the successor. We have the veteran. I'm good with that. Then you look at the running backs. You got James Conner. I'm a huge fan. Like, if I'm gun to my head, C4, you got to buy a jersey of someone else in the NFL. It's not on the Eagles. James Conner might very well be at the top of that list. Huge fan of being whatever, he's been able to overcome. He's pretty much like Jerome Bettis, modern day Jerome Bettis, big time power back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Durability concerns, which is annoying as someone that has rostered him in fantasy football consistently over the last couple seasons. But when he is healthy, man, James Conner, easily one of the easier guys to pull for in the league. They got Benny Snell, who's a beast in the SEC in Kentucky. We got Jalen Samuels and McFarland. That's a hell of a stable of running backs right there. You got Derek Watt at fullback. Wide receivers. Now, we might need a dip into free agency. We have one free roster spot, but Juju Smith-Schuster, who's an 87 overall, I would have thought, given his social media presence and how much he's in with Madden and stuff, they would have given him a superstar dev. But 87 star, we can work with that. Dante Johnson, 78 star. Claypool, I thought, with the roster update. This is post the Eagles' destruction for my start rosters. He's up to a 73 overall. I thought they would have given him a dev trait, but Mapletron, at least there was a silver lining to watching Chase Claypool dominate my Philadelphia Eagles in real life. It's because I am always going to be a homer to any Canadian that's playing in the NFL. Claypool, you got Neville. There's 2 Canadians on Dallas, for God's sakes. And I hope they do well. And Claypool, that's awesome, man. That's absolutely awesome. We have Ray McLeod here, more of a utility gadget type player. So yeah, I think at the end of this, we will dip into free agency and bring in a 5th wide receiver. At tight end, we got Eric Ebron. Sure, 27, 83 star dev. We can work with that. He's a guy that, probably hasn't been particularly great this season so far for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the upside and potential is there. The pair with McDonald, who definitely has a contract that we want to try to get out of. That's a lot of money for our salary cap, and I know Pittsburgh's a team that needs to get under salary cap, so there is a casualty that I'm looking for, to get rid of in the first off season. Offensive line, it is an aging offensive line. That is probably the biggest thing we now need to rebuild. That we have the quarterback in Sam Darnold. Now it's the offensive line, because Villanueva's solid, but he's 31. You have left guard here, Matt Feeler, 75 normal, but he's 28. You have at center, Pouncey, awesome, 31. You got at right guard, David DeCastro, awesome, he's 30. Kind of similar to the Philadelphia Eagles. There's a lot of money invested in a very elite offensive line, but they're kind of old. So, someone like Kevin Dotson, there is some upside there. He's a rookie at 6'7" overall. But other than that, man, we're going to have to get younger on this offensive line and sort out that right tackle spot. Chucks Okorafor to Western Michigan, 64 normal. That is less than ideal. Dotson can't play tackle either. I don't want to just flex out Dotson to tackle, even though those are valuable. You know what? We could do that. I might do that. I might just to get him reps. He's not going to be any worse than a core 4. Then on the defensive side, we have Stephon Tuitt, really solid, 27 years old, 87 with a star dev out of Notre Dame. Perfect scheme fit for this defense. At right defensive end, Cam Hayward, the veteran superstar dev trait with some okay abilities here, inside stuff and unpredictable, but he is 31, so that's another spot that we could look to get younger at during the draft. Inside, Alou, former first-round pick of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's an 80, and very undersized for a nose tackle. These are really small nose tackles, actually, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So another spot that we could look to get younger. This is a rebuild, man. This first year, yeah, we got a good window in year 1 to compete and contend. But after that, it's an expensive team with an aging roster. It's pretty much the AFC's Philadelphia Eagles. Linebacker core, we have a stud. Franchise player on the defensive side, T.J. Watt. Superstar X Factor with the selfless ability. This must be new. I feel like he didn't start with an X Factor. He must have got that within one of the first few roster updates. But he's a beast. TJ Watt's an absolute beast. And I remember, every time I talk about TJ Watt, I made a video grading the draft when the Pittsburgh Steelers drafted him. There was a lot of Steelers fans that didn't want him. And I told him this was an exceptional pick. And since then, he's been one of the best 3-4 outside linebackers in the NFL. Inside, we have the veteran Vince Williams. That's actually I'm looking at that as a contract I want to move on from, but Devin Bush is a stud. 77, star dev, definitely a guy, much like TJ Watt, that we can build this defense around. Right outside linebacker, Bud Dupree, playing on that franchise tag. He's actually been unstoppable so far in this. Actually, I say that. Jordan Mailata on the Philadelphia Eagles actually did a very good job stopping Bud Dupree. I don't think Bud Dupree even had a pressure. I think he got a sack on the final drive of the game when it was garbage time for the Eagles. But other than that, Bud Dupree has been sensational. I remember the game, I think it was against the Giants. Literally, we got like 8 TFLs, it felt like. Every single time he was making a play behind the line of scrimmage. But long term, given how tight things are for the salary cap, I don't know if we're going to be able to resign him. We might have to go to Alex Highsmith, who is one of the higher round picks for the Steelers this year out of Charlotte. Into the secondary of Mike Hilton, one of the most solid blitzing nickel corners in the NFL. Joe Hayden has been exceptional so far this season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Even though he's a veteran, we're going to have to get his successor. There's no depth charge. I actually feel like they're dogging him a little bit on that 81. I think he should be, at least he's playing like 83, 84, somewhere in that territory with a star dev, but we'll work with it. We got Steven Nelson, 27, 80 with us. How does Steven Nelson have a depth trait, but not Joe Hayden? I think Nelson had 2 picks in that Eagles game. We have Justin Lean, a Michigan State young player, 71, Sutton, 70. But this is, maybe low-key a position we may need to keep an eye on. If there's a BPA that is a corner, we could get younger, could get cheaper. Free safety, we have Minka Fitzpatrick, 86 superstar, was sensational last year. I think he was flirting with Defensive Player of the Year conversation. Hasn't been as hot this year, but the potential is there. The ceiling is there, and we're expecting big things for him here in this rebuild. And then at strong safety, we have kind of the surprising first-round pick from a couple years ago. Terrell Edmonds out of Virginia Tech. I don't know how well he's playing in real life, but he's always going to be a solid get in Madden because he's, like, you know, your height, weight, speed defensive back. Special teams has always been kind of consistent here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Boswell's a solid kicker. We have the veteran Colquitt at punter. And we have our first-round pick. So we got a 1 and a 2. I'm thinking we go offensive line, defensive line, secondary, somewhere, one of those combinations with these first 2 picks in the 2021 draft. But now we got Darnold as a backup because injuries are on. Who knows? Big Ben has an injury. This could save the season. Let's get going. I feel like I'm looking at the schedule here. That Week 4 game against Tennessee got rescheduled. I feel like that's the first one we're going to play. So let's get through these first 3 games and see if, much like in real life, the Pittsburgh Steelers can start 3-0. All right, Week 1, start with a nice, maybe more competitive than what it should be, but a 26-20 victory. I want to be able to spend. Okay, we'll spend our points at the turn here, Week 3 into Week 4. So we have the 0-1 Denver Broncos Week 2. Pittsburgh goes into that matchup, handles business, 31-15. And then we have Week 3 against the Houston Texans, 1-1. This actually could be close. Texans play a lot better in Madden than they do in real life, and it was really close. But we're able to start the season 3-0 with a 31-28 victory over the Houston Texans. 3-0, 3-0. Let's play this game against the Titans. Only one team leaves undefeated. All right, 3rd and 7. Juju at the top of the screen. We got Claypool running a slant. Johnson trying to get into the end zone. Who wants it? Oh, it's Claypool, the big Canadian, comes down with it. Oh, it's Jalen Samuels. Utility player. Was a tight end in college. Now a running back brings it up to the 1. Now, Titans are probably one of the tougher, goal line teams. Very good run-stuffing team. But we got a power back. Just reach out. I almost feel like we should sneak it. But I want to keep James Conner out there. That's his job, James Conner. 230 pounds. Probably outside of Derrick Henry. The biggest starting running back in the NFL. There we go. Gets in untouched. 3rd time's the charm. And Pittsburgh gets the first score of the game. Oh. That's just a terrible angle. That's just a terrible angle. And James Conner, 66 yards, brings it up to the 4-yard line. Oh, they're overloading right-hand side. If we just get enough blocking, 78-71, this should be an easy score, and it is. I don't know why they committed way too many guys to the right-hand side of that line, but James Conner's in for his 2nd score of the game. Man, I just can't stand, like, anytime I'm playing Madden, whatever these plays are they slants? There's just always someone open in the wide open, I can't control everybody. Like, I guarantee, if they throw this, there's going to be someone that's somehow wide open. There we go. We'll get a sack. We'll get a sack there. But if there is a completion, it's never contested catch. It's always just like, oh, look, no one within 5 yards of him. Let's see if we can change that. 2nd and goal. End this half with a great defensive stand. Oh, there we go. There's a slant. Able to get behind the linebacker. I don't think you're too about slant play. I know a good slant, I can appreciate a good slant. We're going to go all-out blitz. The zone defense hasn't been working well for us. Man defense, don't think we have the guys. Let's just overwhelm him. Let's get in his face. There's a flag. It's a hold. Bring it back. Nope. Roughing the passer. Phenomenal. The tackle. I want to get that score back. Oh, Claypool, stud. Stud. In scoring range. Ugh. Lead him. Oh, with draped all over him, Juju Smith-Schuster gets the touchdown back. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Ooh, Samuels at the backfield. Broken play. Tennessee and Pittsburgh is in scoring tear. Danger zone. Here we get the hat trick. James Conner. 3rd touchdown of the game. Tennessee doesn't know what hit him. How are these guys 3-0? Got to get a stop here, right? Got stops everywhere else on the field. We get Stephon Tuitt inside. Blows the play up. There we go. Turnover on downs. Completely overmatched are the Tennessee Titans. You know what? You know what? It's time. Well, let's get him out there, man. Let's get him out there. Get him some reps. Oh, there we go. First pass is... There's a chance that the first pass of Sam Darnold's Pittsburgh Steelers career is a 92-yard touchdown pass to Juju Smith-Schuster. Yes! Let's go! First and 10 on the 11. Gonna get them to bite on the play action, which they do. And in the back corner of the end zone, Oh, come on, make that catch, dude! Booth review, I think he got it. Overturn that. There you go. 2 touchdowns, Sam Darnold in cleanup duty. All right, beautiful. Got the dub. For some reason, it didn't give me the second touchdown for Darnold because Madden's... I got 2 touchdowns. That's Sam. You just missed... Like, it literally didn't count my last touchdown, even though it did count. It says 35 instead of the 42 that we have here. So that's awesome. But exceptional game all around. Exceptional game. All right, from here, I kind of want to take it into the bye. Catch up 4-0. We have a chance to go 5-0 against Philadelphia Eagles. We have a breakout player here. How do I feel about James Conner's last game? Looking to go from a star to a superstar dev. Needs 150 yards against the Philadelphia Eagles. Tough ask. Eagles, as much as you want to meet them, pretty damn good run defense. Let's see. Beat them 21-7. Remain undefeated. And unfortunately, James Conner did not meet the certain thresholds to go up. And there's an injury. And it's Mike Hilton, pulled groin. That's a big loss for the defense. We're going to need someone like Justin Lane. Going to have to step up here, as I want to take this one into the bye. 2 divisional games here, the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. The Browns are 3-2. Let's see. And there's our first loss of the season. 5-1, 5-1, and we go into the bye with 0 momentum. Went undefeated, losing 2 in a row in the division. That is absolutely not where you want to be. Maybe it's the loss of Mike Hilton. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But we got a bounce back opportunity here against the 5-3 Cowboys. All right, got a nice Week 9 victory over the Dallas Cowboys and a weekly award winner. Was it Claypool? 8 catches, 188 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's got 4 touchdowns against the Eagles. That's what he does. He's automatic, and able to do that against the Dallas Cowboys is huge. We have an upgrade, and it is for Claypool, who is a scheme fit. Physical. It would be nice to get a dev trait scenario. You figure 4 touchdowns would be enough to trigger a dev trait scenario for a normal dev player, but I guess not. Beggars cannot be choosers here. I suppose we can look at some of our contracts in-house, sitting at 6-2. I have no idea what the salary cap's going to look like. This could be a little bit rough. All right, well, let's start here with Juju. Obviously, top priority. Want to lock him. We're not going to have enough money to re-sign everybody. All right, we got Juju Smith-Schuster locked in. I think Mike Hilton is another player that we just can't really afford to lose on the defensive side of the ball. This is going to be... decisions are going to need to be made here. I feel like James Conner is worth another... He's such a Pittsburgh Steeler. Like... I think we get Mike Hilton re-signed, and then we're going to have to wait the offseason. I would like Joe Hayden back. I would love Bud Dupree back, Villanueva back, especially with like the method here in Madden 21 of riding your lineman into the ground, because it's just so hard to replace them in the draft. But I don't know, man. We're gonna be tight. We also need Ben Roethlisberger to retire. That's what we need in this offseason. But yeah, we'll make sure we can get Mike Hilton locked up, and then the rest of those guys, we'll have to wait till the end of the season, and we can see what we can do and move around in terms of salary cap. Man, this is a team right now that is just struggling to string together victories. Losing by 3 to the Bengals. What did Mike Hilton want? He wants more money. So let's give him 3. Bring it up to an even 7. And we'll give him 4.1 on the bonus. What's more? Suppose we can go up to like 4.15 on the bonus. Okay, 2-7 Jags. Come on, we got to be able to handle business here. What? Can we at least get some good news here in Mike Hilton? There we go. We got Mike Hilton locked up. Looking for a bounce-back victory. We got the Week 12 Baltimore Raven matchup. Can't win. Washington football team. This is we just pissed away the season, essentially. And then James Conner got hurt like he always does. It's done. I'm all about game. There's no point. Like this, what? I feel like it's the season could have went 1-0. How did we? We were what 5-0 at one point. Let's give Darnold the last couple games here, I suppose. See what he can do. We got Cincinnati. Can we go to 500? We do. Darnold. In his first start with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Darnold puts up 28 in the fourth quarter. 152 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Benny Snell filling right in for James Conner. I'm almost starting to regret giving James Conner that contract. That was a little bit of homerism because I'm a fan of him. Because I feel like this team could honestly keep on keeping on with Benny Snell as opposed to James Conner. Second half, Bud Dupree. Second half, Alu. Pick for Steven Nelson. Okay. Darnold era starts with the win. I mean, I can't confirm it's Darnold era, but at least for the end of this season, if you can go 3-0, I think we're all going to be praying that Ben Roethlisberger announces his retirement. Week 16, get another dub going to 2-0 in the Sam Darnold era. Did we got to upgrade it? We do. Make him a 73. Very nice. He's looking good. He looks good. He looks like he's a guy to go on that gold and black. And we finish up week 17 against, we have a chance. 9-7, sneak into the playoffs. It's unlikely, but there's a chance. We can beat the Browns here. Even though the season's gone, I don't think this is a dub. It's not a dub. And we fall 28-24. Bipolar, man. At one point, I thought we were the best team in the AFC, and then literally, there's like multiple 3-4 game it's not what you need. It's not what you need. And now all eyes on, the sake of this franchise going forward, will Ben Roethlisberger announce his retirement to free up that salary cap to move things on a smooth transition into the Sam Darnold era. Well, what happened here? 8-8. Looking at the stats here, we had the number 17 offense in the NFL, which it didn't feel like that, honestly. When I was in, this was very efficient. Third defense. Ben Roethlisberger finished with 25 touchdowns, 10 picks, 7-2 for Sam Darnold. Kind of, similar stats, I suppose. Running the ball, 800 yards, 5 touchdowns for James Conner. Obviously, he had an injury. Benny Snell looking pretty decent. 8 touchdowns there. Receiving, we had almost 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns for Juju. 7-7 for the rookie Chase Claypool. Probably played himself into high ranking and high regard for the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. 7-5 Johnson. Almost 6-8 for Eric Ebron. Defensively, Devin Bush was a tackle machine. 116 tackles, 7 TFLs, 2 sacks, and a pick. We had 11 sacks from TJ Watt, 9.5 for Bud Dupree. I mean, those are really, really good sack numbers for a 3-4 defense. Steven Nelson led the team with 4 picks, 3 picks for Edmonds. Starting to look like a solid pick nowadays. He's performing well. 3 picks for Joe Hayden, who unfortunately I'm not going to be able to have any money to re-sign unless Big Ben does retire. Tannehill, Cam Newton, and Nick Foles, 1, 2, and 3 in the MVP race, as expected, right? In the AFC, Tannehill at 1. Defensive player went to Matt Milano. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Joe Burrow. All the quarterbacks are there. Claypool at number 6. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Patrick Queen. Best QB went to Phillip Rivers. Best running back went to Derrick Henry. Jeez, we're not having anything here. Juju at number 8 for wide receivers. Lineman DeCastro at 7. D lineman Myles Garrett got the award there. Linebacker Darius Leonard got the award. TJ Watt at number 10. DB went to Desmond King. Steven Nelson at 10. Hey, we're the best kicker. Full daps to Chris Boswell. Putting the team on the back. But let's progress through here, and I kind of hope it's the end of the Ben Roethlisberger era. One hell of an era. First ballot Hall of Famer, but it's time to move on for a franchise. Pro Bowl's here. Let's see who made the Pro Bowl for the Pittsburgh Steelers. No Juju. Okay, that's weird. We got Pouncey at center. We have DeCastro at right guard. How do I have the best kicker and he didn't even make kicker? I got 2 special teamers. Deontay. Oh, no, that's not. That's David Johnson. We got McFarland as a punt returner. Cool. We're at the offseason. Congratulations to the Las Vegas Raiders for winning the Super Bowl. Retire. Oh, no, he's still there. Well, now it makes sense to have Darnold as our starter. Ben Roethlisberger's regressed down to a 72. Can we cut him? Can we cut Big Ben? We can, but we can't. I don't think there's anyone we can cut to free up some money here. I mean, we can get rid of Vance, I suppose. Maybe that can help us out a little bit. I mean, we don't need that much money on Wiz. Like I said, I mean, I want to throw like Bud Dupree, squeeze on someone like that on the salary cap. It's going to be tough, though. It's just, let's see what we can do here. Way too much money for Wormley. That's another $2 million that can go to the pool. Still no real out on Vince Williams' contract. Man. This is, okay, well, we don't need a special team that's making almost $1 million. With that, have we done enough to literally have a chance to resign? I think we might even still be in the negative, for God's sake. Since Bud Dupree goes up to a superstar dev, that's phenomenal. And I can't even pay half of it. Awesome! I guess the moves we did make at least put us like, you know, we're in. We can enter next season. You know, got to do it. Makes you think. You know, are we going to come back to regret extending James Conner? We could be rocking with Benny Snell, and then we would have been able to re-sign Bud Dupree, who hit a superstar dev. I mean, it's not like for like. I mean, the contracts were different. We paid, that Bud Dupree's looking for more money than what we would have paid James Conner. There's still a chance that we wouldn't have been able to get Bud Dupree if we decided to move on from James Conner. But it's just one of those things that's going to sit there, as we absolutely have no chance at signing anybody. So we're just going to, you know, pull right up ahead of the draft. Got a 5th-year option on who? Who's looking for it? Sam? Ooh. We made the commitment. Let's kick that can down the road. We'll pick up the 5th-year option on Sam Darnold. Actually, I think, because if he has a breakout year next year, we could have been able to re-sign him before he goes up dev trade and stuff. Damn it. We got Minka. Absolutely got to pick up the 5th-year option. I think we messed that up again. All right, I like this being an ending point because it could give you guys some suggestions for how we approach this rebuild at pick 17 in the 2021 draft. Here is our draft board. Oh boy. All right, well, the quarterbacks are there, but we got Darnold. I feel like, you know, we should probably just continue to commit to Darnold. I got Najee Harris at running back with a 1st-round grade. I mean, we did re-sign, you know. We did re-sign James Conner. I didn't scout any wide receivers because we're stacked there. Tight end, however, there's some options. Brevin Jordan out of Miami could be a nice young option. I'm more so thinking forward down the road. Are we going to be able to really extend Eric Ebron? You know, we got 2 solid tight ends here. But again, if we pass on Brevin Jordan, there's a chance that we could get, maybe overdraft Charlie Kolar, the tight end from Iowa State, who's an early 2nd-round talent. He's back to go in the 3rd round. So we could get Kolar in the 2nd round and achieve that tight end position. As far as tackles go, we have Cosme from the University of Texas, early 2nd-round talent. I mean, he's not going to be a bad player. We have Eichenberg from Notre Dame, Leatherwood from Alabama. You know, in terms of 1st round, they still got Creed Humphrey there at center, but I think we ride Pouncey until the wheels fall off. Trey Smith at guard. Not much else here at tackle. Like, we got to go on the O-line, but like Reduns from North Dakota State, Mayfield, like these guys are. These are guys that, like, even though they're Reds, I could still get on board drafting them in the 2nd round because we know that after this draft class, once we get back into the Madden Generate draft class, it's going to be impossible to draft linemen. Like a 4th-round talent lineman is still really, really damn good in a Madden Generate draft class. So I'm thinking maybe more so in the 2nd round, we try to get the best player available on the offensive line or look at tight end. Going to the defense, we got Kwity Paye here, who does fit the scheme as a 3-4 defensive end, 6'4", 280, elite athlete, mid-2nd round talent. We got Jay Tufele, who absolutely could slide in as a defensive end. That's actually probably the best pick of the bunch so far that I've seen personally. If I was to give suggestions, I think Tufele might make the most sense. Got to replace Bud Dupree at outside linebacker here. We have Rashid, who was a sack machine in 2019 for Oregon State. But again, the value in the 1st round at pick 17 is not really there. I mean, we got Farley at corner. I didn't even bother scout. I didn't think he would still be on the board. But we've yet to use Caleb Farley on a read, but he's a guy that's consistently going to mock drafts right now. top 15 pick. So if we really want to grab a corner here, we lost Joe Hayden in free agency. Farley makes a lot of sense too. I would not hate the pick, and he is a scheme fit, great combine grade. Got some safeties here, more so for the strong safety spot. Everyone's still there because I'm thinking maybe we could look at something like a linebacker switch for Edmonds if there is a good safety that comes aboard here. And Caden Stern, scheme fit, looks pretty good with a mid-second rounder. But looking at the big board here, in terms of first-round talent, I mean, we could reach on Cosme, say, at left tackle there. But I'm thinking it's probably, if we're going BPA, it's one of these two. We either get Caleb Farley at corner, who's a scheme fit, or we get Jay Tufele at 315, who's actually bigger than any of the nose tackles we have on the roster, but we could also slide him at defensive end. So let me know in the comment section below where we should go in this 2021 draft with the now Sam Darnold-led Pittsburgh Steelers, and maybe you can sway me on one of these prospects. Thank you guys for watching. As always, your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Working our way to 150,000 subs. I think we just recently broke 141,000, so I appreciate everyone who's been supporting Madden franchise content in these very, very trying times on YouTube. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Likes help these old videos pop up in the YouTube algorithm. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.